All right, so this is the post for January 27th, and we're going to be looking at model train drawings. And this is for all students, Garnet, Gray, and Sola. And they are due on 1/27. And that, by the way, is the last assignment for the quarter. Okay, so today we're going to start making drawings of our miniature trains. So the first thing to do is to open in Onshape your this not in Onshape, sorry, excuse me, this PDF file right down here. Okay, and this is going to be this is a little different title block than what we're using right now, but I'll show you how to use the Onshape title blocks. This title block happens to be from Inventor. We're going to be making a series of drawings. This is the body of the train drawing, and then as you go down, you'll see the hitch magnet and the linkage arm and the stack and the cow catcher, and all the parts are on here. And that includes the train track. If you haven't drawn that, you need to actually draw that guy. And then the very last drawing here is what's called an assembly drawing. Now, these files have some unique types of views. Like this is called a broken view right here. So this view, I'll show you how in a couple days probably how to actually create this broken view. There's other views on here. This is a detail view. That's what this is. Whoops, down here. That is something else that we'll have to demonstrate for you. Actually, here's a detail view on this one too. So we'll demonstrate these and get these all, get you up to snuff on these. Okay, so anyways, so I'm going to leave this file up on my screen right here. And I'm going to show you using Onshape how to make these views and how to start making the drawings for this. So this is going to be a bit unique. So what I did here is, and I'm just going to move this off to the side. What I did here is I opened up my model train project. Okay, and the first thing I do is I go down to the little plus sign and I get this out of the way again. All right, I go down to the little plus sign and I hit create drawing. So if you're at this step right now or somewhere along, you might want to work with me or follow along, and the video will be available on the lesson after this today. And here is what they call the templates. Okay, these are the title blocks, as I call them. And we have a couple different ones. Yours may come up without anything listed. If you don't have anything listed, you need to go to where it says Show Onshape Drawing Templates and click there, and it will retrieve the drawing templates. Now, the one we're going to use is this first one right here. It's called ANSI underscore A underscore inch.dwt. The T on the end of this indicates that it's a template, and that's exactly what we want. So I'm just going to hit OK. So this is going to bring up the template, first of all. And the second thing is it automatically selects what's called the insert tool. Now, what we're going to do here is we are going to insert a view of our model train body. So these are the parts that are in the model train body right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to the one that says train body on it, and I'm going to click. And I'll see a little isometric drawing of the model train body. And I'm just going to select that. And now I've got a couple things going on here. First of all, I have a front view of my model train body on here. The thing is, I want mine to look just like this one does right here. This is in the world of orthographic drawing, engineering drawings. This is the front view. It's always the very first view that we put in. We always put in our front view first, okay? So I'm going to come back to this and let's see if I can, oops, I goofed. I'm going to just delete that and I'll restart the insert tool someplace on here. Where are you, insert tool? Oh boy. Not being nice to me today. Okay, here we go. I should be able to find the insert tool here, but what's going on is these things are a little pinched down. Here it is. I had to hit this little arrow here, and there's insert view. Okay, so I goofed up. Now, I'm going to select insert this time, and I'll go back to my my parts, my train body here, and I will get the train body, and I'll bring it out here. Now, this view isn't correct. I need a side view of this thing. So what I'm going to do is where it says view orientation right here, I'm going to click on that, and mine I want to be the left side. Well, that's turned the opposite direction from what I want. I want it pointed the other direction. So I'm actually going to switch this to right. And now it's at least facing the correct direction. But the trouble is, and if you take a look at this drawing right here, you can see there's a lot of views on here, and it takes up a lot of space on our drawings, right? On our drawing page. So we're going to change the view scale. So this is 1:1. I'm going to change this to 1:3. And you see the train body got a lot smaller. I'm going to just bring it right out here, and I'm just going to left click. Now, what it does is it automatically goes into what's called projected view. So I'm going to bring this up above and click up there, and that's going to give me the top view. Okay. The next thing is I'm going to continue. The projected view tool stays on. I go back to my front view. I click. I'm going to bring this off to the left and click. And now I've got 3 of the views that I want on here. I have 1 more up here. Well, I actually have 2 more that I need. But this is the isometric drawing up here. Now, I'm going to give you a little word of caution about the isometric drawing. Oops. Here we go. I'm going to go back with my insert tool on, and I'm going to click this front view. Notice all these views that I'm inserting come from the front view. Okay? They do not come from another view. They come from the front view. But when I bring this up here, take a look at my view. That one is not correct. Okay? And I'll show you how to get the correct one. I'm going to hit escape a couple times. Whoops. I actually just want to right click on this and hit delete and get rid of it. In this instance, I'm going to start the insert tool. Or not insert, sorry, the projected tool. I'm going to click on this view that's to the left. And then I'm going to bring this up and to the right here. And when I left click, you'll notice that it's facing the right direction or the correct direction. Now, on my page right here, you'll see that this has a different scale. The scale of this is 1:2. The scale of this is 1:3. So we're going to change this scale on here. And we do that by going back to my drawing. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to double click. And right in this list, this view properties list, where it says scale, I'm going to change that to 1:2. Well, why did we change our orientation? Huh, that's weird. I don't know why that second one popped in there, but whatever. I just deleted it. That's all I did. How are we making out? Chris is looking good. Okay, now we've got one more view we need to put on here before we start doing our dimensioning, and that's this guy right here. This is called a section view, and section views come from this up here. See where this says EE? When I do this with you guys right now, this should probably say AA. It depends on how many times you do the section view, what letter you get here. So I'm not worried about that. If it says A and A over here, that's great. If it says Z and Z over here, that's great too. But I hope we don't go that far. So this is a section view. And what this is this is just like we took this model train body, went to the bandsaw and sliced the thing right in half, right down the middle of it. And then the arrows indicate which way we are going to be looking at the view. So these arrows mean that this top view here is going to flip up and away from us and create this down here. Now, the way you do that is you use the section tool, and the section tool is not there. It's under one of these. Come on, you. Section view. It's right here. You'll look at it. You'll see this little icon that sort of looks like it's got a couple arrows on it and it's got a line. Now, in this dialog box for section view, you're going to see it says the word vertical. If I bring my cursor out here right now, maybe you can see that I have a line attached to that cursor and it's vertical. But I want one that's going to be horizontal. And I'll zoom in on this. And this is pretty easy to use here. I'm just going to come up to the center of this, or to the edge of this circle, and I'm going to click and notice the arrows pointing up. And if I move up above it, the arrows point down. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to come like this, and I'm going to left click. And that gives me the section view. Now, a couple things, or one thing to point out to you is that you'll notice there are no holes right here on this view, but there is on this one. Don't worry about it. The reason I say that is there's a couple generations of the train out there. So if you have these holes, awesome. If you don't have them, you don't have them. Don't worry about it, okay? All right, now we got one more thing to do, and then we can start dimensioning. And that is we're going to go, I want you to notice something here. Notice that all of these dimensions, okay, they are two-place decimals. In other words, there's the decimal place, and then there's two places after it. So we're going to try to use the two-place decimals as much as we can. And you set that up by going to this little monkey wrench thing on the right-hand side and clicking on that. And in here, you're going to see the word precision, and you'll see 0.123. I'm going to click the little arrow there. I'm going to change that to 0.12. And then for tolerance precision 0.123. We're going to change our tolerance precision also to 0.12. Okay, and we can get rid of that. Now we start doing our dimensioning, and whenever I do dimensions on stuff, the very first thing I look for are holes. And what I want to do is I want to create what's called a center mark, and it looks like that little cross inside of a circle. And I'm simply going to come down to that hole and click on it. And guess what? There's even center marks for arcs. So I'll go to all these things and put in these little center marks. So center marks are my first order of business. And we got one up there. Okay. This guy down here in my section view, he's a little different kind of center mark. He's actually a center line. And I'm going to use this edge to edge center line. And I click on both sides of that, and it pops in the center line. So find the holes, put the center marks in, and then we can start dimensioning. So let's look at our dimensions for a second. And here's your goal or your job. Your job is to make your dimensions look like mine. Okay? Simple as that. Make your dimensions look like mine. So you'll notice that we'll start with this front view right here. We're coming from this right-hand edge and going to the first hole, and then we're going to go from the right-hand edge to this edge and so on and so forth. And the way you go about doing that is as follows. So I'm going to zoom in down here on this area, and I'm going to start my dimensioning. And I'm going to click, I can click that line right there. And then I'm going to click, come on, you, give me a chance. All right, maybe not. Maybe what I need to do here is dimension. I'll dimension from that point to that one over there. Why didn't it want to click on that? Well, let's try it again. Giving me a hard time here. Oh, I just had to click on the circle. My boo-boo. Now, with this dimension, I'm going to put this outside here because it starts getting a little busy here. So I'll go back and I'll dimension again from that same point to right there. All right. And I'll start doing my dimensions. Now, you'll notice that this is getting awful close to this title block area down here. So what we can do is we can just take this whole thing and just drag it and move it right straight up. And I'll move this one up. Whoops. They were both highlighted there. That's why that's important. Okay. All right. So I can create space on the drawing. So I think that's all I want to tell you about today. But if you need help, let me know. Okay. All right. So go ahead and go to work and